Because you were faithful, but you were not skillful. I'm preaching a word. Some people, I'm getting y'all ready for this thing. And when the faithful are rewarded and never pushed to become competent, the kingdom suffers. Paul said, I'm faithful. He was faithful, but he knew that to build great things, he had to be a wise master builder. There's going to be a builder. You're not going to be a builder, but are you a wise master builder? Your faithfulness alone is not enough to do what God wants to do inside your life. Just by showing up, you don't get done. I hate to tell you that just by coming to church, you're not going to get done what God wants to get done in your life. He does not just want laborers, he wants skilled laborers. Skilled laborers. That's when you invest in the skilled laborers, don't you? When you get somebody who's skilled, they have a qualification in welding. You invest in them, don't you? When you get somebody who's skilled in the forklift, skilled at their job, you invest in them. And it's not so easy to replace them. But I worked in jobs. We just on the line just doing something they teach anybody to do. I've seen them get fired at lunchtime and seen them how somebody dealt with the next break.
All right.
Now, if you don't believe me, go to Sanderson. I worked at Sanderson. I saw somebody at lunchtime, he didn't want to go back. He said, this ain't for me. He just got out of jail. So I said, Lord have mercy. Bad thing about it, girlfriend had dropped him out. She said, I ain't coming back to get you at 3 o'clock. He had to sit there waiting on his girlfriend to come get him in a break room the whole time. But guess what? By the next break, they'd already replaced him.
All right.
They called somebody and said, can you be here in 2 hours? And because they wanted the job bad enough, they were there in 2 hours. That's when you're not skilled.
All right.
That's when you're not skilled. It's easy to replace people who are not skilled. And so this is the thing we need to understand, that God wants us to be skilled labor. He wants people that not only operate, but they operate in excellence. Somebody say excellence. And some of us have been operating, but we have not been operating in excellence. And because we think that all we need to do is be faithful to the call, but we also need to be skilled for the call. Go to my next slide, because the skilled are thirsty for training. They're thirsty for training. You know, you can tell somebody who really wants to be good at what they do because they thirst for training. I've been a teacher for a while, and I go to these we call staff development meetings, right? Educational development programs and stuff like that. And you can see the majority of teachers, which I really don't like, it irks me. They be in there texting while somebody's trying to teach them something. And then they get to their classroom and tell kids, put your phones up. Been there talking to their neighbor, get in the class and say, don't nobody talk when I'm talking.
Come on.
Boy, be mad at me next week. But I don't like it. I don't like it because I told you before, I think that teachers should be examples. I think we should be examples that whatever you sow, that you're going to reap. And so if you sow that to somebody else, if you sow that to your principal, to whoever up there, don't expect to get something different. But whatever seeds you put in the ground, growing back up. You can plant oranges all day. You're not getting apples, you get oranges.
That's right.
So here we go. I'm going with that because this is a thirst for training. I meet a lot of preachers, and being a preacher, I meet a lot of preachers that sincerely have a will to preach. They want to preach bad, man. I see young men and young women who really want to preach. They have a true call and a true unction in your heart. It starts right there, though. It's a fire. It's like fire in my bones. We have an unction in your heart to preach, but they are unskilled and therefore they're unproductive. And the problem is sometimes they keep on preaching, but they never realize, why am I not being productive? One of my favorite sermons about a guy named Bishop Norman L. Riley. He's gone on to glory, to be with God, but my daddy had a cassette tape, the video VHS tape. Some of y'all have never seen those. With the tracking and everything on it. And so the VHS tape, and I love this sermon, and to this day I still remember he used to preach a sermon called, "But have you caught any fish?" Because the disciples said, Jesus, we've been out here all night. We've been fishing all night, and we ain't caught nothing. He said, we've been all night. And Jesus said, no, listen to me. He said, no, we've been out all fishing and everything. But Jesus, is implied to say, but have you caught any fish? That yeah, you fishing, but you ain't catching nothing. See, that's me fishing, y'all. My wife said, I go out to go fish. I just drown worms and crickets. I try my best, but I am not good at fishing. And so I cannot tell somebody, you come fish with me, I know what I'm doing, because they're going to say, where your fish at? Ooh, got quiet on that one. There's a sermon coming up about where's the fruit, where's the proof. You say you're a fisherman, where's your fish? If you say you're a great minister, where's the fruit? Because we don't want to walk for fruit no more, but guess what? if you go to your job or anywhere else, when someone tries to sell you something, you say, where's the proof? So this is the thing. And so they're unproductive, and they wonder why God puts word in them, but does not give them fruit. Because anybody can get a word. Anybody can get a word. That's why some people have called themselves to be preachers. They're not really preachers yet because they got the word. They weren't really supposed to go out there and preach though. Got about 2 or 3 claps on me. I thank God for that. But it's the truth. Because anybody can get a word. Anybody can do that. But the reason is because the will is not enough. The will to preach is not enough. You got to be trained. And there are some people who are willing killers in this world. People who can kill. They like to kill people. They cool with that. But if you go to the military, they still require you to be trained. Because it's more than pulling the trigger. Y'all better hear this. It's more than doing those things. You got to be trained. Never ignore training. Never begin to put to the back burner your training. The only difference between the skilled and the unskilled is their acceptance to be trained. You have to be willing to be trained in whatever you operate in if you're going to begin to work properly. Somebody say properly. Because the Bible says a port's going to work properly. See, I can have a hand, but if my hand don't work properly, it's no use, is it? I can have a foot, but if it don't work properly, it's no use, is it, right? And so the Bible says, I want the parts to work properly. So I have preached for years, y'all, but to get this, I still read all I can about the word and ministry and preaching. Right now, I'm reading 3 books at the same time. Sister Shakita tried to get me to read another one. I said, Sister Shakita, I got to put you on the back burner for a little while because I got 3 on my queue right now. I'm reading 3 books right now. I'm always in the Word. I've never got to the point where I'm comfortable because I want to be the best. And you get mad, Pastor, that's prideful. I want to be the best I can be for God. He was the best he was for me. I don't want nothing in my life I don't want to be the best in. I told her, at my job, I'm coming here, I'm going to say this, but I want y'all to be the same way. At my job, I want to be teacher of the year. I don't come there to be teacher and get paid. I'm coming there to get the point they ain't firing me. No, I want to be the best. And even if they never recognize me for being the best, I'm going to keep trying to be the best. Why would you do anything and not want to be the best at it? If you're going to be a Sunday school teacher, be the best Sunday school teacher. If you're going to be an usher, be the best usher. If you're going to be a musician or whatever, a saint, deacon, saints and friends, be the best that you can be. Why don't you want to be the best? Somebody say the best. Because you know what? God gave you his best, so therefore I want to be the best. Because wherever I go, I'm showing not me, but him. Minister Shamika read the great scripture this morning. Paul said, everything I've done, I've attained, I count it done for God, for the call of God. So if I do get teacher of the year, it's because I serve the best God who works through me, gave me the best spirit. It's not me. It's not me that does it. But if I'm going to serve my God, he's going to make me the best. Amen. Won't he will. Don't be satisfied with just doing what you're doing. If you are chosen by God, there should be a spirit of excellence in you that pushes you to be the best. And that's why the people are going to choose the best for the one that chose you and God the one who chose you. Stop putting an unskilled offering on the altar. I'm going to say that. Stop putting an unskilled offering on the altar. Then sometimes we say, Lord, I did my best, but we didn't put no thought into it. We didn't put no preparation into it. We didn't put no training into it. But God is going to give that to you. And pastor, you got to say, give me a pat on the back because I worked really, really hard on this. But what did you prepare? Are you being trained? Hear this, and I'm going to say this. And, you see, you should invest money into what you're doing. That's why I stop giving away books all the time. Buy it. Buy it. Go buy a book. You buy everything else. Got people with 3 cell phones in their house talking about, I can't afford that book, Pastor. I'm going to say it again, and I've said it before. I'm going to say this because this is a memorial to somebody who's been passed on. Sister Daisy, she could not work. She was handicapped, did not work. And I remember that we were going through in-depth Bible study. I never forget this. Never forget this. Going to be in-depth Bible study. And people were talking about, I want you to go ahead and give me that book. They didn't really want to pay you. Sister Daisy, I said, well, Sister Daisy, she said, Pastor, on this book, she said, I don't get paid for the first. I said, Sister Daisy, don't worry about it. She said, no, I'm paying you money. I'm going to pay for this book. I want this book. And you know what? The first came around, she paid me that money. And I didn't want to take it from her. I said, but God said, no. She's investing into what she wants to be. He wants you to give them everything sometimes, but we gonna buy everything else. Am I talking to some black women in here? Y'all investing in hair, don't you? We investing in on it. If you ain't got it, you gonna buy it. You ain't say I'm just do my best. No. You gonna buy it, don't you? We invest in haircuts. I get a haircut every week. Whatever you want, you gonna put your money into it. The Bible ain't lie. Whatever a man's heart is, there also will be his treasure. I can look at your checkbook right now and tell you what's important to you. You can say, nah, it ain't important to me, Pastor. It ain't important. Whatever's important, you'll get paid. I'm gonna preach this. I said before, you know, my daddy preacher gets soap operas. But I'm gonna tell you, I was saved from like 06 to about 07. No, yeah, 06 to 07. Boy, me and my wife, we knew what Timmy was doing on Passions. We used to watch Days of Our Lives and all that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we couldn't afford no cable.
That's right.
And we can't sit here and say, I can get my time, I got cable.
That's right.
So I'm being real with you in the house. You know, obviously cable was not that important to me because we didn't buy no cable during that time. We were broke. We were both in college trying to make it, struggling, had a son, so we just had to watch Days of Our Lives and Passions. I never thought I'd get hooked on them, but I thank God for cable when they finally came back home. Because wherever you spend your money, that's what's important to you. You can lie to me all day, lie to God all day. God, I will pay my tithe with this. No, whatever's important will get paid. Whatever's important will get done, y'all. You gotta also, y'all, somebody say some time. You gotta invest some time in what you're doing. You know, if you just don't come up here and do it, that's not good. You gotta, have you practiced what you're doing? Have you been at home thinking, you know what, if I'm an usher, I can do this better. You know, maybe I can go and see how other ushers are doing this so I can get better at what I'm gonna do in my church. If you were usher here, I'm gonna ushers. If you were usher, greeter, whatever you are, when you go to somebody's church, you watching what they're doing.
That's right.
Lord, let me bring that back. Let me get access. Don't be hating on them. They don't take all that. They just do this. They do it. No. Bring it back to your church. Because Lord, I want to invest some time. Oh, we got to invest some energy too, though. Some preparation. Will Smith said this. He said that success happens when preparation meets opportunity. Sometimes we get the opportunity, we prepare. So you have no success. Sometimes, when y'all really hear me, sometimes we are faced with opportunity, but we have not prepared ourselves. But we have to do that. We have to do it to be the best in our ministry. You should see training and mentorship so that you can be the best. Somebody say the best. Man, I'm believing God for some people of God that want to be the best. No, I'm moving on. My last point here. There's a level of skill to which God wants to equip you. There's a level of skill. God wants us to seek mastery. Somebody said mastery. In your area of ministry. 2 Timothy 3 and 2 and 5 says, and if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned except he strive lawfully. So he said, if a man strives for mastery, that is proficient in things. See, I don't like the basic. What's the one? Basic is the one you can pass with. I never pray for basic over these kids in my church. Never. Now, you know this, I always say I'm believing God for proficient in advance. I ain't never said basic. My children are basic.
Amen.
I got the Holy Ghost. Got the Holy Ghost inside of here. You can get basic on your own. But even the worst one, if you put some Holy Ghost on, y'all better get in. They'll be proficient in advance. Don't prove it to y'all. Y'all been mad at me. That's all I can do. Ain't all you can do. I had to tell the Lord, I'm sorry, Calvin. That boy being a freaking son. I had to tell my son, you know, I said, you did this doing nothing. Come in the house, get on the phone. Come in the house playing PlayStation. If I take away some of that, I bet you I can get some more out of you now. Because sometimes, y'all better hear this, we are beset with these weights and these sins, and that's why we cannot achieve mastery. It's hard to achieve mastery if you're addicted to television. Because you will pick television over the Bible any day. Am I being real in this house? See, you got some weight and some distractions in your life that must be moved. Mastery. It's the will of God for y'all to strive. Mastery is comprehensive knowledge or skill in a subject or accomplishment. The reason why you haven't seen the results that you expect is because God wants you to keep striving for mastery. He's not going to just keep on operating the way you operated and still give you fruit. So after a while, I want you to do it well. Have you ever been to a ministry? Have you ever been to a restaurant and you got a good waitress and a good server and a bad server? A bad server will make your food taste worse. Even if it was good food by the shelf, if the service is bad.
Wow.
Not being real in there. He's just like, oh, the food didn't just taste right this time. Oh, Lord, and all these stories. We had a restaurant me and my wife go to, and we can't go for a while because the service was bad one time. Food was fine. I keep praying, say, Lord, one day can we go back to this restaurant? But she had a bad taste in her mouth because of the service. She's legitimate. She's a legit reason. They're already super nice, you know. It was some bad service. But guess what? Because it was not done in the excellence, I don't even want to go. She don't want to go there no more. And because she don't want to go, I can't go either. I'm praying that God will turn on heart. But the truth of the matter is, you see that when you give ministry, are you giving it with a level of mastery? Do you have mastery with you? And see, the reason why we don't get the results is because we're not striving for mastery. You can either swing the axe harder or sharpen the axe.